Right now on New Jersey tonight, 2 days of severe weather, a tornado, soaking rains, and lightning strikes.
Millions of people under warnings and watches statewide. Trains canceled, roads flooded. We've had non-stop coverage across New Jersey.
Tonight's Storm Watch is winding down. I'm Kurt Sieglin.
And I'm Della Cruz. You're watching New Jersey Tonight. We are on Team 12 coverage tonight. News 12 New Jersey's Lara Rollo in Ewing.
Erica Such in Stanhope. Chris Keating is near the beach in Monmouth County tonight.
But first, a check of our current weather conditions.
Yeah, meteorologist Michelle Powers is standing by. But first, we go to meteorologist Dave Curran. Dave?
Kurt, Della, we've been watching the storms, racing across New Jersey for the second straight day. Tornado watches were posted for a second straight day. Tornado warnings were issued. Luckily today, there were no reports of tornadoes, or at least nothing that has come into the Weather Center as of yet. We've been on storm watch for 2 days now, but tonight tornado warnings dropped and skies are clearing. I'm meteorologist Dave Curran. I'll have more details ahead with meteorologist Michelle Powers. You're watching New Jersey Tonight.
Listen to that. It's the moment lightning strikes a tree in North Brunswick.
Similar scenes all around the state. We are on storm watch.
Trees toppling, roads blocked.
Hundreds of thousands of people without power tonight.
I'm Nick Medanis.
And I'm Della Cruz, here with meteorologist Dave Curran.
Della, the worst is over for tonight, but the storm left severe damage in its path. I'm going to have the forecast coming up, and let's get a look at that damage first right now with Nick.
All right, Dave, here we go. Ocean County, Point Pleasant Beach, a tree, look at this, tumbling to the ground, and that was before the rain even began. Severe wind, a problem around the state tonight.
Also in Ocean County, a tree down in a yard in Toms River. No injuries reported.
Further north, this is Wall Township, Monmouth County. Look at the scene on Route 34. Power lines down, a traffic light down. This is Airport Road. Police, as you see, on the scene.
Middlesex County, now Central Avenue in Metuchen, completely flooded. Cars driving through several inches of water.
Roads underwater in Edison, a lightning strike taking down power lines around Route 1 and Wooding Avenue. Police asking drivers to stay away from that area.
Perth Amboy, roads submerged around Route 440. Drivers traveling through feet of water.
Earlier tonight, the scene, check it out, setting the tone in Freehold. You can see the clouds overhead, one of many places without power.
Hoboken getting slammed, a similar scene to last week. The mayor says the pumps used to control flooding have been working properly.
Let's head up to Bergen County now. Allendale, reports of lightning strikes and a fire tonight at the Allendale Fire Department. Passaic County, Pompton Lakes, how about a storm of hail said to be the size of golf balls coming down here on the street.
Down to Camden County right now, trees down in Gloucester Township. Police posting these photos. They say large branches could be blocking roads.
Also in Camden, high winds. Look at what the wind is doing to the signs here. Heavy rain hitting around 5:30, this in the area of the Adventure Aquarium. Also in Camden County, a tree comes crashing down in Cherry Hill.
News 12 New Jersey's Erica Such on the scene.
We are on Old Orchard Road. We want to give you a look at just how big this tree was. The roots of it completely ripping up the grass and the sidewalk here next to Candlewick Way. This is where we are in Cherry Hill Township. And luckily these people, we looked up on their yard and it looks like the tree missed their house just by a few feet, but it is a very large tree, came completely crashing down, bringing some wires with it. Now look at the PSE&G outage map and it looks like not too many people in this area are without power at this area, just maybe a few. But even coming here on Route 70, we're just off Route 70 on this road here, and there was a strip there with a Wawa, a PJ's. They were all without power at this point, so it looks like a lot of power has been been restored in this area, but just a look at this tree and these roots, it just shows you how powerful this storm was. We were in Gloucester a little bit earlier, Gloucester City, and the wind was just incredible. It was just like that video we showed you from Camden near the aquarium. So just a really powerful storm that came through from Philadelphia right here into South Jersey. We're in Cherry Hill. Erica Such, News 12, New Jersey.
And right now, let's go back to meteorologist Dave Curran, who has moved over to our left.
Dave, tell us here that we're putting all these storms behind us now.
We are. I mean, we're looking at just some run-of-the-mill scattered rain showers across the area, but the winds, that was the bigger issue. We've had over 60 reports of individual thunderstorm wind damage, flooding reports, and hail. I mean, Fort Dix reporting a 76-mile-an-hour wind gust. Mystic Island 73, Camden was at 70, Maple Shade coming in at around 60, and we saw anywhere from as little as a half an inch of rain to over 4 inches of rain up there in Sussex County, obviously leading to the flooding. The rain showers, these were the storms earlier in the day. Tremendous amount of energy racing across New Jersey. Things have quieted down quite a bit, but it doesn't look like we're out of the woods totally. This stationary front will continue to offer up some clouds, some muggy weather, and some rain showers as we continue through the overnight and into tomorrow. We are going to be looking at an improved forecast for the middle of the week and the weekend. Well, I'll give you those details with your 7-day coming up a little bit later in the show.
The weather's been the story all day. A tornado touched down in Springfield this afternoon.
The National Weather Service says it registered at EF0, carrying 70-mile-an-hour winds.
News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating is there tonight with those details. Chris?
I mean, Kurt, we are in a shopping plaza parking lot just off of Route 22 in Springfield tonight, and it's here that we can still see some of the damage that was left behind by this tornado. In this parking lot, several trees which are just sliced right in half by these heavy winds. And then that mangled mess back there, that's actually a shopping cart stall, at least what's left of it. The witnesses we talked to, they say this tornado came and went within seconds.
Between 15 and 20 seconds. Yeah, it's not like a long thing. It's like 20 seconds. You're thinking, where should I go? Where should I hide? What should I do? And then it's gone.
Mechanic Kenny Solomon, who you just heard there, was working the garage at the Sunoco station along Springfield Avenue when he says the wind suddenly picked up.
The sky was just black as night, and just the trees are leaning over.
The tornado can be seen in viewer video. That's what Kenny was looking at. The coil just briefly reaches down from the clouds. It knocked out power along Springfield Avenue and tore apart part of the roof and siding at a nearby office building. That debris is now piled up on the side of that building. It then traveled toward Route 22, pulling down power lines, more trees, and damaged the roof at the Christmas tree shop. This wasn't the only area to suffer damage. High wind and rain on the other side of Springfield pulled trees from the ground. In 2 cases, homeowners were lucky not to suffer any property damage.
I didn't even really know that a tree fell until I came because I got a notification that a package was delivered. So I came outside to get the package and I just opened the door and I was like, oh my gosh.
I was hysterical and I just couldn't believe my eyes. My neighbors called me. They said, you got to come home, you got to come home. A tree fell in front of your house. I was a mess.
This tornado traveled only about half a mile before it ran out of energy. And as far as we know, no homes were damaged and no people were injured. With more on this weather, let's go to Dave Curran standing by in the Weather Center.
Chris, and that's the most important thing, that no one was injured during these severe weather events that we were dealing with this afternoon. And obviously the tornado, the only tornado in the United States, developed right over New Jersey earlier this afternoon, right around 2:47. You saw that rope. It only lasted for a few seconds, but it was enough to do damage. And now we're just looking at the storms to really begin to dwindle, but we were looking at thunderstorm wind damage. We had hail. The thunderstorm winds, peaking at 40 to 50 miles an hour, a lot of lightning strikes and the flooding. These storms stalling over the same area, and that just left behind, significant flooding here in northern sections of New Jersey. Parts of 18 and 36, both ways covered with water. Even parts of Interstate 78 had some water and a tree on it. So we're looking for the weather to slowly begin to quiet down. Visibilities are beginning to drop. Dense fog is beginning to develop. There may be a lingering shower here or there. Temperatures are going to be in the middle 60s. For tomorrow afternoon, a little quieter. Morning clouds and fog burning off. We'll be left with sunshine. Sunshine will begin to warm up. Now we'll start to see a little spoke of energy moving through by Thursday evening that may trigger off a few widely scattered showers, but nothing like what we saw earlier today. I'm going to have more details on that that, plus your 7-day coming up in a little bit.
Thank you. Well, at the height of the storm, social media was swarming with weather-related photos and videos.
We spoke to the National Weather Service about the social surge, and they say snapping a shot of what you're seeing outside can be helpful to them in severe storms.
With the reports and the pictures that we get, we can go back and look at radar, and see the location of the report. And as far as, like determining whether or not it may be tornadic versus straight line winds, we can look at the velocity data on radar to see if there was any rotation in the area at the time.
And today's storm's no exception. We saw the video of that tornado in Springfield.
News 12 New Jersey's Nick Medanis has more on other posts from around the state.
Kurt and Della, the National Weather Service says shelter inside during a storm, only sharing videos and photos with them when it's safe. Floodwater so high, people had to be carried to safety. This video from under the Pulaski Skyway on routes 1 and 9 north going toward Jersey City and Bayonne. How about Middlesex County? A drainage canal overflowing onto a road in Woodbridge. Several inches of water flooding around most of that town. And nearby in Edison, the scene from Raritan Center, cars going through floods on Riverside Drive. We hear weather experts say it over and over again, turn around, don't drown. Drivers in Middlesex County largely ignoring that. Watch as cars in East Brunswick barrel through high water on Jensen Street. A woman rescued after her car got stuck. A rough drive up and down Route 18. This view from East Brunswick, but other parts of the road also said to be covered in several inches of water. From police in South Brunswick tonight, cars stranded, lightning hits at least one home, power outages take out traffic signals, no serious injuries reported. Staying in Middlesex, water rescues reported in South River. Take a look. No word on any injuries. A water rescue in Perth Amboy. A car floating down New Brunswick Avenue. The people in that car sitting on top of that car waiting for help. Fire crews on scene. No word on any injuries. State Street in Perth Amboy flooding there. This, a one-way street. A viewer sending us the video saying this kind of flooding is happening in the same place for years. Lightning is a problem tonight in Princeton, Route 206. A lightning strike hitting a transformer, causing it to explode. Power lines igniting. Police tonight saying 206 is back open. You can send us your storm damage video on social media or find our email address at news12.com. In the studio, Nick Medanis, News 12 New Jersey.